Welcome to Let Me Catch You Up, the podcast where I explain reality TV to my husband.
And I ask a lot of questions.
I'm Liz, a longtime Bravo watcher who's been following Summer House for years.
And I'm Pat, a casual observer who's been in the room, sometimes paying attention.
Each week, we're recapping the latest episode of Summer House, breaking down the drama, the relationships, and everything you might have missed. Whether you've watched every episode,
or you're just trying to keep up.
We're here to catch you up. Let's get into it. All right. Well, we are back to chat about part 1 of the Summer House season 10 reunion.
Yep.
How are you doing? Have you recovered yet?
No, I don't even know where to start. It was all over the place. Just like how intense it was and just like the nastiness of it all. I mean, it lived up to the hype and it's not over yet. So it was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, so we watched last night when it aired. So it's Wednesday, one day after. I feel like I don't even know the word. I agree. It was riveting. It was shocking. There were things that weren't surprising. There were many things that were surprising.
It also felt kind of surreal. Like it just...
Yes.
I don't know. Like seeing the two of them together hand in hand. Like we saw the previews and like the leaked audio and all that stuff, but like it's sinking in more and more, and it's like what the hell are we watching? I don't know.
Yeah, very surreal, sinking in more. Crazy to act like we've been anticipating this since March 31st when the statement dropped and the rumors were confirmed, and somehow it still exceeded what I could expect it to be. Like it was really good. I think craziest, best reunion episode I've seen.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not the same, but like thinking about Scandival, I don't know if you like watched any of the reunion episodes and stuff, but it was intense, but a lot of it was just like them yelling at Tom and Raquel, and I don't know, this felt much more like Ciara did a really good job about like getting all the points out, and a lot of the other like Kyle and Lindsay and Mia also, like I mean the whole cast. Carl had some really good points too.
I think everybody came prepared.
Yes.
Like, I think everybody kind of had their strategy that they kind of wanted to go about. Like Ciara seemed like she was like, she had some things like locked and loaded that she wanted to get out there, and she did a good job getting it across. Yeah.
Everyone was prepared. Well, I don't know about Wes and Amanda. They seemed to really think coming in like, they're going to clarify the timeline. They're going to clear up rumors. Mm-hmm. It's like, guys, that's not what this is about. Like, how have you lost the plot so much that you think, like, if we clear up that it wasn't me hooking up with him before Kyle and I broke up, then this craziness will die down. Like, no.
Yeah, they didn't make any convincing argument or anything. In fact, I think they dug their hole deeper.
Yes, exactly. They look even worse coming out of this.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, though. I think they came in with a very poor plan, and they wrote this out ahead of time. It's a lie. I think they wrote out a lie ahead of time, and they said, if we stick to this lie, everything will be fine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, well, I don't know what the right format is for covering the reunion, but I have a couple of different takeaways at the beginning, and then I just wanted to touch on a bunch of different conversations and points throughout and moments throughout the reunion. So we might jump around a little bit.
Just want to make sure we allot enough time for going over the dick pics, because I don't want to gloss over that. I think that's
I have a whole section on
part.
It.
Okay, good.
I have a section on it.
We're on the same page.
Okay. So we did already kind of preview their reunion looks. So I don't have too much to say, just a couple little notes. So like Ciara, Mia, Lindsay, they all look amazing. All the girls look great. I don't love Bailey's dress, but she looks beautiful. And Levi's dress is like a little too homecoming-ish for me, but again, I love her glam. Again, Amanda looks very pretty, but what is up with her hair? You might not notice that as a guy, but
yeah, no comment.
It was an odd choice.
The only thing about Amanda's outfit that I found interesting was just the comment. I think it was Andy that was like butter yellow.
No, Lindsay was like, "Oh, Amanda, you look nice. I like the butter yellow."
Oh, that's a thing? Butter yellow?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's all. That's all I have.
Okay.
No, I thought Bailey looked good. What was wrong with the dress or what was off about it? I don't know.
There's nothing off about it. It's just not my style, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought everybody looked good. I don't.
She looks good. I'm not saying
Yeah.
she doesn't.
No. Yeah.
Kyle's doing business casual, I guess. That was my comment. He looks good, but a
He looks
little
comfortable.
more casual. He
Yeah.
wanted to be comfortable for the day.
Yeah.
And then my last comment on the looks, Wes is wearing high heels. I don't know if you noticed.
I did they actually have heels on them? I did notice that he had some weird shoes on, but I didn't. That's
At
as far
one
as I got.
point, they show him sitting and you can see his shoes. There's some sort of boot, but the heel it's at least like an inch and a half heel.
Like just trying to look taller.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably.
Interesting.
Yeah. I really loved how it felt like everybody in the cast besides Wes and Amanda were united.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked how they showed them kind of like all arriving and kind of like them getting ready and stuff and what they were chatting about.
They never normally do that, right? Like it usually just goes into like the reunion.
They will show, it just depends. Sometimes they will show them a little bit like getting ready and stuff, but I feel like there was more than usual this episode. I loved how they started it, where they showed just like how the reunion trailer started. Lindsay's doing her confessionals for In the City, and Kyle walks in and he's like, "Look at your phone." And then like Jesse immediately calls Lindsay, and then Mia calls Kyle, and then they're like three-waying in Carl. And like they're all huddling. And Mia's like, yeah, minimum second week of January they were together, which they touch on at the reunion when Ciara says she was first suspicious. And Kyle's like, yeah, there's blinds going back to June 2025. I know we'll talk more about it as we get into like the different topics and conversations, but do they think we're dumb?
I think so.
Like, they've said so many different stories and lies at this point, they can't keep them straight. Right. But luckily the internet has receipts, so.
Yeah. I had one other takeaway from that phone call. I'm still leaning towards believing everything that Jesse is saying, but like even on that phone call, he like went out of his way to was like, this is the first I'm hearing this confirmed officially. Like I feel like
I think he's just saying it because he was like, I highly suspected it at this point, but this is the first I'm actually seeing it confirmed.
Right.
Because they continued to deny to him.
I think the most likely scenario is that he's self-aware enough to realize that people would suspect that like he's close with West and that he knows something. So I think he's just like getting out ahead of it and saying like, I didn't know anything. Like they lied to me. This is news to me also.
Yeah.
But he was very adamant about like making that point known.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Kyle is also like, I consider myself pretty close to Wes. You know, I've met his family. We traveled together. But I thought it was a helpful reminder that I don't think they're like always hanging out together every day. Like they are close, not just hanging out because of the show. Like they've hung out outside of just filming.
Yeah.
So messed up, not just from a Ciara Amanda perspective, but also Kyle considered West a good friend.
Right.
Not saying anything new here, but okay. So when they arrive and they show like Amanda and then West in their little dressing room together, are they high? Like Amanda seemed way too like
chill,
disassociated. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
and
very
West
possible.
Says West is like, oh, I feel zen. Mm-hmm. What?
Yeah, I don't know. They just seem so out of touch with reality, whether it's they're high or they're just like so removed and they've been like secluded. And so
when KJ was on Watch What Happens Live and read the text that Wes sent him after the reunion, he said something like, oh, I think I lost track a little bit of the hurt because I've been off of social media. So I guess maybe part of the reason they seem so out of it is because they literally aren't like following the public kind of in casts like takes and discourse on things, but
which is probably good for them. I mean, if
On
you
the
care
one
about their
hand,
mental health and well-being at all, I feel like
probably good
they
for
should
their
ignore
mental
it.
health, but they probably should have at least had like a agent or
Yeah.
manager or somebody help like summarize.
Right. Somebody
Hey,
filtering through all the BS, be like,
like how
in
I mean,
general, it looks
how do
bad.
you not understand? They think it's about the timeline and not about the fact that they've like really hurt their friends.
Right. Yeah.
How is that hard to understand? Okay. But then,
Yeah.
yes, we see the guys kind of chatting and then talking about West's dick pics that are going around.
Yeah. I love Kyle's comment the most. Like, how many dick pics do you have to have out there circulating for it to get back to me, of all people? Like,
Uh, my first thought is, why would you have a flaccid dick pic on your phone?
right. All the guys' reactions were like, it's not even hard.
And
Yeah.
Wes says later his account got hacked,
Right.
and that's why, okay, hacked, quote unquote. Even that, if that is the case, I still don't understand why would you have a flaccid pic on your phone of yourself. Only reason I could think is for medical reasons. Like
you have to send something to a doctor.
Yeah.
The way he phrased it too, like everybody else had dick pics, but when West came in there, he's like whispering to Amanda, basically like, "There's nudes of me." Like, it's like I've never heard a guy call a dick pic a nude.
Yeah. Do you think he
yeah.
was acting? Do you think he pretended to find out on stage that his nudes had leaked?
Yes.
How does Kyle are they really that off of their phones that
right?
I guess, do they really not have any real friends that no one had told you till now? If Jesse and Kyle know, what?
Maybe that's it. Maybe he just doesn't have any friends anymore, so nobody's giving him a heads up. But for West to be finding out after all those people,
I thought that seemed unbelievable. I was wondering if this was just another manipulation to, if maybe they'll air this and then it'll look like I'm I got hacked. I had no idea.
Right.
Like, I didn't send these out. I would not put that past him at all.
Yeah, it seemed fake. It seemed like he was acting. So I agree. But I think what I'm finding out is that he's fake, he's a liar, he's an actor, but he's also dumb. So the rationale doesn't always make sense. It's like, well, what would he have to gain by doing this? Because he's so stupid, he doesn't realize this is not going to help me. So I think I'm starting to figure him out a little bit.
There's going to be a college course on this one day.
Yeah. It's fascinating.
So they also show Andy asking Wes and Amanda, oh, how do you think it's going to go today? And Wes says, well, there's nothing new that can be told. The truth is already out there. What? What truth is already out there?
It seems like they're actually not on the same page because, I mean, that comment doesn't make any sense because their strategy is to unveil the real truth.
Right.
And he's like,
but the truth is already out
everything.
there.
Yeah.
And also, the new things that are going to be told should be you owning how much you screwed up and apologizing to all these people. And instead, Amanda's like, yeah, it's just going to be shutting down rumors. And Andy also asks Amanda, how are you feeling about seeing Ciara? And she's like, there's a lot of guilt. That's my friend. And it kills me that I'm the one that caused her pain. This is complete bullshit. She doesn't care about Ciara as a friend.
Right.
And she proves it immediately. She starts scoffing, rolling her eyes. She says, fuck off to Ciara 5 seconds into the conversation. They're constantly telling on themselves this whole time.
Right.
Okay. Did you have any other takeaways from them before they get on stage?
I thought the part when Ciara apologized to Kyle and said, I'm really sorry. I didn't realize how bottomed out you were. And I should have been picking up on that stuff more. I should have been a better friend. I thought that was so big of her. She's dealing with all her own shit. She doesn't need to apologize to anybody. But I just think she's a really good and genuine friend to go out of her way to say that to Kyle. I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, I agree. She's a class act, and it is really kind of her to be thinking about. It was interesting. Obviously watching those last 2 episodes would have been hard for both of them based on all of the things that unfolded.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought that was a nice moment between them.
Yeah.
And I liked their pep talk going into it, which they showed parts of in the trailer. But
right. just one more thing on the dick pics.
Okay.
So I also thought it was funny because Amanda made some sort of awkward comment where she was like, "Oh, I don't have any dick pics from you on my," and then she like leans over to like look at it and is like laughing and basically brushed it off like a joke and stuff like that. But I was like, aren't you uncomfortable? Like, how are you not picking up on like this is not like a normal joke? I don't know. That's it. We can move on.
There's no explanation. When they're like doing their, Andy's doing his kind of like quick check-ins with everybody. And this is when Amanda's like, I'm prepared to own up to what I've done, apologize to Kyle and Ciara. And Ciara's like, I'm glad she could say our name. And Amanda's like, what? Oh, how dare her? Like, Ciara's like, dude, you couldn't even say our names in your fake ass statement. So, like, this is nothing. And the second Amanda gets a inch of pushback, she becomes the victim.
Yeah, that was my takeaway. Like very early on, when Amanda realized that people were not going to accept
falling
her,
for it. Yeah,
right? Nobody's falling for it, and she was like, looked like shocked. Yeah. It was interesting.
And this is the first reunion where she doesn't have Kyle like blindly defending her, which is interesting to see as well, like the dynamic change there, where I'm sure she's like taken that for granted.
Yeah, he's still kind of like, he's like, like maybe we shouldn't go there. That's a line
he
that
feels
we crossed.
bad. He feels bad for her. Yeah. So the next part that I wanted to cover was when Andy asks Ciara when she first suspected anything was going on with Amanda and West. And she says January 17th, which I had to remind myself by looking, but that's 2 days before Amanda and Kyle announced their separation publicly.
Okay.
And she says, she said she suspected it. So apparently she called Amanda. Amanda didn't answer. So she looked like, oh, where's Amanda? She sees Amanda's at West's house and she didn't answer. So she's like, that's weird. So she texted again, didn't get an answer. And Amanda's like, I did answer. And Ciara's like, no, not at first. And it was like 30 minutes later or whatever. And, Amanda keeps trying to like interrupt her. And Ciara's like, I'm speaking. Like, I was so proud of Ciara this whole time, like this whole reunion.
No, she was just the right amount of mean but she was composed and like,
yes.
Yeah, and she made a point also where she was like, you called me back, but it was only got smoked out.
30 minutes later, you called me when Mia added me, you, and her to a group text.
Yeah.
And Ciara's like, I thought it was weird that you wouldn't answer when you're with him. Like, they're all friends. Why wouldn't she call back or answer or text? And she's like, well, he invited me for a drink, so I was busy, basically, like some lame excuse. And, she's like, he was there for me. And Ciara's like, and I wasn't there for you? And like what I took away from this is Amanda's trying to make it out like, oh, Wes was such a good friend to her and there for her. And then like their feelings just evolved and whatever. I'm sure that's like where she's going with this. But Ciara has been a good friend to her and was continuing to be a good friend to her and in like try to be there for her, obviously, if she's going through the separation and stuff. And Amanda just completely blew her off, wasn't like answering her phone, wasn't hanging out with her. And because she's choosing to spend her time with Wes and Wes's friends and whatever. And they're like, why are you blowing her off? Whatever. And then Amanda has this whole like, oh my God, like I was having an awakening. I was living separately from my ex. I was trying to prioritize myself. Like, what? Awakening? Does she mean sexual awakening?
Apparently not.
Apparently they supposedly, allegedly were not having sex yet. But what other kind of like spiritual awakening? What other kind of awakening are you having? And on the one hand, she's saying, why are you getting on me for like ignoring you? But then she has all this time to spend with West. Like, nothing she says makes sense. She constantly contradicts herself.
No, the defense was terrible because she was like, I have other friends, or like I do things that you don't know about. I don't post everything, but she does post everything with Wes, and there was like the breadcrumbs and all that.
Yeah, I loved when they're like, what other friends are you hanging out with? Wes friends? You don't have any other friends. And then she got all defensive. And I'm like, you literally posted everything you were doing for like 2 months on Instagram, and then you can't act like you didn't do that. Like, she's trying to rewrite history by being like, I don't post it's like you literally documented everything for the world to see, not just these friends, but everybody.
Yeah. My problem with it is like, so it is bizarre to just like go over and hang out with West as a friend. If she's not doing that with like her girlfriends and everything, like why is she doing that
Right.
with West? It doesn't check out.
No, it doesn't. It's bizarre behavior, and this is when she's like, I wasn't just hanging out with West, I was hanging out with other friends. And they're like, yeah, West's friends. And she's like, no, not West friends, fuck off. And that's, Ciara's like, shut the fuck up, Amanda. You don't want to cross this bridge with me. Like, how are you thinking this is the strategy? Like, she's an idiot and she can't even like control her anger and like resentment towards Ciara for this. Like, just take it. Let them say what they want. That's
Yeah.
the only way you come out of this. Like, apologize, say you fucked up, say there's no defense, let them say what they want.
Right.
And that's the only move.
I think she wanted to be calm, like she wanted to be composed and let everybody else be angry and upset so that she could just be like, why is everybody yelling at me? But she couldn't control her emotion. Like she was just rolling her eyes, making weird faces. Like she couldn't stick to that plan.
So the next takeaway I have is they talk, like West is talking, first of all, and he's like, yeah, I 100% lied. I'll take accountability. I don't know what he thinks taking accountability is, but saying I take accountability doesn't just somehow mean you're taking accountability. Like, just saying the words.
Right. Yeah. No, there's no actions that accompany those words.
Right. Like, what are you doing to take accountability? But then he's like, I'll admit I lied. It's like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Like, you admitted you were lying after you got caught. You don't get an award for that. Like,
right. Yeah. Yeah. He said, like, I think at one point he said, like, I'll own up to it or something like that. But, like,
owning up to it would mean you, like, admitted it before people caught you red handed.
Right. And I still think that they're perpetuating more lies. So, like, nothing's changed.
100%. He's not taking accountability. He won't even admit he had a girlfriend.
Right.
This is when Ciara jumps in. She's like, you're the most fake person on this show. Like, everybody else is authentic in who they are and open up. And everything he does is like curated and calculated for the cameras. And then she's like, that's probably why it was so confusing for you this season, because you had a girlfriend that nobody knew about, Mia. And then he's like, not a girlfriend. I was seeing someone. It's like, what, dude? Like, this guy. He just like labels things differently so that he can like spin this alternate reality that is only in his head to justify his behavior.
He has his own set of rules that he's living in, and he truly thinks that he's completely justified.
And we find out that he spent the night with this girlfriend on March 24th, 7 days before Amanda and West posted their joint statement, and Amanda knew about it. What?
Yeah. What was her comment? Like, it was something like, oh, like, we had a long talk about it.
Yeah. And this is when Mia's like, and we saw this in the leaked audio, like, Amanda, why are you doing this? Like, going from being married to being a side bitch? That's crazy. Like, my thought was, Amanda had a way out of this. So, okay, sure. She got caught. She got wrapped up in West's charms, whatever. She could have, when they got caught, said, you know what? That was fucked up. I did this. I shouldn't have. But he's been lying to me. He was dating these other girls. I feel like an idiot. I can't believe I fell for this. I also, like, hurt Ciara and Kyle. But I'm done. Like, I've seen the light. I'm done with this guy. She could have still, like, she wouldn't have looked good, but she could have, like, had a path to redemption, I think. Like, if she had, like, blamed it all on West, like, we would have still been mad at her, but I think she could have, like, manipulated her way a little bit more out of it. Yeah. Like, how is she willing to, like, just go down with him?
I think this is the most compelling argument in favor of the theory that this has been going on for a year or more.
Yeah.
It's like, because you don't do this for somebody that you've
got a crush on, that you've like
right
made
like
out with a few times.
like, oh, it's still really new. It's been a couple weeks since our friendship transitioned into something else where we're kissing every once in a while now. You know, we're exploring something or whatever. So we're just going to see where this goes. Like, you don't do that with somebody after like 2 weeks. But if you've been secretly seeing them for a year and like you've developed like a real connection, but you aren't allowed to tell people about the actual timeline of all that because then it looks really fucked up. That's the only way I can wrap my head around all this. So I don't know how much evidence there is, but like, I just can't comprehend how they would get caught kissing a couple times and then be like, ah, shit, we got to go all in on this now. Like, we basically need to get married. Otherwise, like, it's like, no, like, makes absolutely no sense. Just abort. I don't know what we were doing.
Yeah. And so Wes says, the statement came out incredibly rushed because of how insane things became. And in the reunion audio that leaked, we also heard Amanda saying, like, they found out that there was this video out there of her in a compromising position. But allegedly, according to them, they say they didn't have sex till after the statement was published. In which case, what was this video of that was such damning evidence then?
And also, not that night, though.
Yeah.
That was
to be
important.
Clear.
Right. It was like
not that night.
Sometime after, which also just makes it sound completely more like BS. Like,
yeah. What?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the evidence was. I don't think she knows what the evidence is. Like, if it was just kissing, then yeah.
They can't keep their stories straight. And yeah, Ciara's like, so it was so conscious. Like, they were very aware and they still chose to do it. Then they kept doing it. They hid it. They kept lying about it. They kept repeatedly lying about it and hiding it and doing it. Again, it's not just like we hung out a few times, crossed the line, flirted, got drunk, made out one time. It's so much more than that. And there were so many opportunities for either of them to be like, you know what? This is too messed up. We can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still at this reunion acting like they're together. Like, oof. I was certain they would not be still together by the reunion.
Yeah. I still don't think it's going to I don't know. Every day that they're together is a shock to me.
And then Amanda talks about how, you can't help who you like and who you're attracted to. And she didn't choose this. It's like, Amanda, you are an adult. You're responsible for your own actions. You can choose to act or not to act on feelings. You might not be able to control your feelings or your thoughts, but you can choose whether or not you act on them.
Yeah, nobody said you can't be attracted to West.
Right.
Go ahead.
And in this part was one of my favorite parts when, Ciara's like, Amanda's just like, I wasn't married anymore. And Ciara's like, I mean, by the state of New York, you're still legally married. And Carl jumps in. He's like, actually, New Jersey.
Kyle starts laughing when he catches himself and he's like, oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Carl would know he officiated the wedding in New Jersey. So.
Yep. Thank you, Carl.
So Andy does ask Carl also so what did you think about the joint statement? Was that a good move or a terrible move? Carl's like, it's terrible, but if you're gonna do it, you should actually apologize and name the people you're apologizing to. And then he makes this analogy about it's like singing happy birthday, but not saying who you're singing it to. I'll give it to him.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. And Amanda is like, well, I texted everybody personally. It's like, so what was the public statement for? The public statement was just because you care what the public thinks about you, not because you care what your friends think about you. I thought it was really eye-opening when they were going through some of the texts that Ciara and Amanda had back and forth.
Yeah.
And not only was Amanda lying about it, she was guilting Ciara. I can't believe I have to text you this. I can't believe you're asking me this. I can't what do you mean you can't believe it? You're literally lying to her and now you're trying to make her feel bad for doubting you.
So, okay. So at one point she said, is something going on between you guys? And then she was like, no, absolutely nothing's happening. And in the reunion, Amanda's defending herself. And she's like, yeah, I mean, at that time we were PG. We were it's okay, well, what does that mean? And then Ciara reads another text message and she's like, so there's no kissing, there's no hand holding under the table, there's no like none of this
Right,
stuff
she's like,
going on.
just to be clear, you haven't made out, you haven't held hands, you haven't had sex.
Yeah. And then Amanda's like, okay, so I lied. So we're like,
well, yeah, because Amanda texted back, correct. And
right.
she's like, and I lied, 100% lied.
So it's like the first text message, she said, I was telling the truth. I wasn't lying. And then the second one, now she's like, I was lying. So she's like trying to kind of like defend herself when she can. It's just own up to it. Like, this is what we did.
Right.
And this is when we started doing it. And all of it's fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole PG thing. What does it mean?
Like, we hadn't had sex at that point.
Well,
yet, so
because then they talk about her like constantly turning off her location.
Yeah.
Which, like, why are you sharing your location with these people?
Right.
Girl, get better at lying. Like, just turn it off. Just turn it off completely. You don't need to turn it on and off. Like,
right.
I don't even like sharing my location with you. Like, I don't want people to know my business. And I'm not being shady or lying to people. No, I think it's good for some sort of emergency or whatever. I'm joking, right. But it's just funny. Like, how dumb are you? You're going to share your location with all these people and then do all this shady stuff. What? Okay, so we also learn about when their first kiss was. And they say end of February after brunch. And then they share the picture from their brunch. And it says it was from March 1st. But Wes previously said on his own podcast that things got quote unquote serious with Amanda in February. So how are you saying you got serious, but you didn't kiss till March 1st? What?
It doesn't, yeah.
And
I don't think he would on the podcast screw up that detail. Like, I know he's not super bright, but like would assume that you'd be very careful about like the details that so I don't think it was just like oh yeah, I said February, but like thinking back on it now, it was March. I don't buy that. I think it's just they're getting caught in lies, and that's why things are inconsistent.
Yeah, totally. And so then Andy asks, when did you first sleep together? And that's when Amanda's like, after the statement, but not like that night, like sometime after the statement, which I don't believe them. But let's say for argument's sake that it is true. Then this makes it like 100 times worse. You're posting a joint statement with a person that you haven't had sex with and just a month ago had your first kiss with, and you're just figuring out your feelings. Like, Amanda, you're choosing to throw away this meteoric rise and like redemption arc you're gonna have for this shitty guy that everybody's like already not happy with because of how he's treating Ciara, and you're just gonna let this like tank your whole career and your relationships, and for what?
Yeah.
For this guy that's not exclusively dating you, and you know he's not exclusively dating you, and he's gonna continue to not exclusively date you.
Yeah. I don't buy it, but the only thing that gives me hesitation to think like, what if it was true what they're saying is the fact that Kyle and Amanda supposedly hadn't had sex in forever. So I'm like, maybe Amanda's just like celibate at this point, and like she's just like, sorry, like that's not what this relationship's going to be about.
I don't think
like West is like in it for the chase or something.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't think he would go for that, but
no, I don't. So that's my only hesitation. Other than that, no, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's a complete lie.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and then Amanda, she's like, maybe I just should have said from the get-go I have feelings for someone I'm not supposed to have feelings for. And Ciara's like, yes, but then you remove yourself from the situation. Like, admit this and then do something about it so that you don't just destroy your friendships, your relationships, and the show. And Amanda's like, so I'm not allowed to pursue something that I feel strongly about? I'm like, as Amanda would say, correct.
Yeah. It came across like very entitled in a way.
Absolutely. She's very entitled.
Like, yes, there are people that are off limits. Everybody knows that.
Yes, agreed. And then Amanda says, you're acting like I had an affair. And Ciara's like, you can downplay it. You are downplaying it. And like, Ciara's totally right. Both Amanda and Wes continue to try to downplay it because Wes is like, this isn't a sex scandal. Amanda, you act like we had an affair. They're trying to get us to focus on what it wasn't. But like, let's talk about what it is. Like, complete betrayal of a close friend for Amanda to Ciara. And Ciara has been a good friend to her, a very good friend, which we saw very on display throughout this whole season. And the fact that, like Ciara was talking about, how she's trying to be there for her. She's not just there for her on the show. She's there for her in real life, whether or not Amanda actually like accepts it or not. And it's a betrayal for Wes to Kyle. It's a betrayal for Wes to Ciara, who also he said is his friend. It's a repeated pattern of lying and deception to their friends and everybody else in their life multiple times. They're putting this like people's livelihoods at risk by basically putting the whole like show at risk by doing this because they know it's going to blow up everything. They have what I think is allegedly an emotional affair, at least, if it's not a physical affair. And it looks like that whole time they were getting off on the deception that they were playing in everyone's faces on social media. So they can downplay it all they want, but it was all of those things, allegedly, for legal reasons. But
no, I think that's a great point. It would be nice for somebody to say point blank to her, like, do you acknowledge that you're betraying your friends? I want them to answer that question. Like, do you think that this is a terrible thing, what you've done to your friends? Because like I don't know if they recognize that or not. Like, I don't think they've apologized for their actions, what they've actually done, but they haven't apologized for like what it's done to those people.
yeah,
I don't think
all of the hurt
I don't know.
that they've caused. So this is when Andy asks Ciara, like, what are your intentions for this reunion? And Ciara has a great line. She's like, might as well discuss the details until I cover them with dirt and put them in the ground. I was like, yes, Ciara.
He was like, whoa.
A couple other things. Carl is like, yeah, Lindsay looks pretty good, when Jesse's like talking about how she is giving Cruella DeVille, which was cute. They do bring Levi out, which I thought it was weird they didn't just let her come out from the beginning, even if she wasn't going to stay the whole time, so that Derek could come. Like, they couldn't have just like an extra seat so they could be there at the same time. Fine. But it just seemed kind of pointless to bring Levi out.
Yeah, I think you either have her out there for the whole time or you don't have her at all. It felt like it
just seemed
kind of felt a little disrespectful.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and even if they're not going to have her stay the whole time, just bring her out in the beginning.
Yeah, it was weird.
We did get a little check-in with Mia. We learned that her and Scott are no longer together, and Mia broke up with him at the end of the summer, or after the summer, which I was kind of glad to hear. Like, nothing against Scott, but it didn't seem like the relationship was going to work based on his travel schedule and what Mia was looking for.
Right. I think in another lifetime, like, if they have more compatible living situations and stuff, maybe it would work. But
and like Andy's, oh, are you looking for anyone right now or whatever? And she's like, no, I'm just doing me. I think it's unhealthy to go from one serious relationship to another. And they pan to like Amanda and Wes faces with their disassociated looks on their faces. We also get the Ben and Bailey part when Andy asks them about their argument that they had. And I did think it was crazy when Ben said that him and Bailey hadn't even had a conversation before Bailey made her comments. They obviously did. We saw them having conversations.
Right.
I do think I do think he was dating Sabrina the whole time.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they didn't have the label. Maybe they left it open-ended or something, but like, it seemed like they were pretty solid when they got back together. So yeah. I don't know.
And then Bailey kind of goes off on Ben. I do think Ben does have a little bit of a weird approach where he like lectures women, because he kind of had a pattern of that. But I also think Bailey might have wanted to help secure her spot for the next season, and that's why she was like going in so hard potentially.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I thought maybe in a way both can be right a little bit. Like, I think he does have a demeaning way of talking to women. Like, he has a different tone, but also I did think that the comment was a little bit awkward at the dinner and everything. And like, You know
Yeah.
that's gonna be a triggering
I was
comment. And I did think that there was a little bit of jealousy, so I think she was downplaying
Yeah,
the
I mean, at
jealousy
the time,
part. But
I still think the comment that Bailey made at the dinner it was like not the right time, so it's very awkward. I don't,
she didn't deserve
yeah,
to get yelled
yeah,
at for it though
yeah,
either.
exactly. I liked the joke that Kyle said. Lindsay's like, "What would you do, Carl, if Bailey sent you a nude?" And Kyle's like, "You'd open up Hard Bar." And then Lindsay's like, "You stole that joke from me."
It's very funny.
I also wrote down we have to protect KJ at all costs.
Yeah.
I thought it was really touching when he shared the story about his struggles he had after filming. And I think, like, I'm sure him opening up about that story will help others. So, like, good for him for being able to do that. And I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah, that was a tough part. I didn't see that coming. But yeah, I feel for him and glad that he was able to be vulnerable and share that and open up and everything. That was definitely a touching moment, intertwined with all the
Yeah.
chaos and drama and everything. It was sad, but relieving that he's doing better now. So
Then we transition a bit back to Ciara, and Andy talks about how Ciara let her walls down a little bit more. It is cute. We hear that her mom's kind of taken over the remodeling responsibilities for her grandparents' house. But then we transition back to talking about like how did Ciara let Wes back in a little bit and how they made out on the final night. And then Wes it's like, yeah, there was like ear stuff. What does that mean?
yeah.
He can't just say, yep, we made out. He has to be like, I mean, there was ear stuff.
He's just kind of weird. I don't know. Like, is he trying to downplay it or is he just that awkward?
He's trying to downplay it, I think. Okay, but then they talk about the whole West and Ciara of it all from this season. And Kyle's like, were you breadcrumbing the audience? Ciara's like, was it all bullshit? You used this for storyline. And she does say, you getting with Amanda really does feel like the best kind of revenge. So props to you. And then Wes is like, well, at no point have I said we're going to date again or I'm pursuing Ciara. I didn't say I'm trying to get back with her. I'm like, you didn't say you were pursuing her, but you did pursue her. Like all of your actions pointed to that you were. You told Ben you had a crush on her.
Right.
You acted like it was so magical and that you missed when they were together. You got upset when Jesse said he wanted to make out with Ciara. You pursued her until you could make out with her multiple times on the last weekend. And then he's like, I didn't lie. Like, we got dinner after summer. I told Ciara what my plans were. I wasn't going to jump down that rabbit hole again. I'm like, yeah, as soon as cameras are down, you like tell her. But also, like, they had 2 sleepovers since filming wrapped. And he's like, we weren't texting as much. I'm like, so that probably means like instead of 10 texts a day, you're going to 3 texts a day. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, West?
I don't understand his rationale at all.
This is when Lindsay's like, so West, what's stronger, an emotional connection or a physical connection? And he's like, emotional. And she's like, I rest my case. So, and this is kind of where we end because Ciara's like, Amanda might actually be the perfect girl for Wes. She's going to be mute. She's not going to check him on anything. She's going to be that weak figure that he needs. He can be the star of the relationship. Maybe it actually could work. Like, Wes literally looked like he was shaking his head in agreement as Ciara said all of those things.
Yeah,
it looked like he was kind of like pursing his lips like, maybe, good point.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to claim to be able to read him anymore, but I thought he was like mad and just trying to like control his facial expressions, but doing a bad job of it.
Kyle's like, that's a little harsh. And Ciara's like, she's your wife, not my wife, Kyle. Like, I don't know her.
He did say like, you're entitled to have all the feelings that you want to feel right now. Like, he's like, I'm not going to hold that back from you, but like, understand that makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. We did see scenes for the next reunion episode. I don't have my notes on it, but I do remember we see Dara comes, and that also she's like reading West for filth. But it was an intense first part.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how much more we can get. Like,
well, we know we didn't see the part yet where Amanda starts crying and walks off.
Oh, right.
So, and then them being like, West,
true.
you're not going to go after her?
Right, go get your girl.
We know that's still coming up in one of the episodes. I feel like we covered a lot already.
Right. Yeah, I guess there's more questions.
I mean, definitely more questions, but it's a really strong first part.
Yeah. I'm curious what pushes her over the edge where she like breaks down, because like she's been kind of defensive and rolling her eyes and stuff like that, but like,
do you think it's a continuation of this conversation? Because she definitely got emotional after Ciara said all those things about her being maybe the perfect woman for West.
Being weak and mute. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it's immediately after that, or maybe it's like one more comment that pushes her over the edge. Yeah. I mean, a lot happened already, so.
Definitely. Are we doing any superlatives? Or are we talking about in the city at all?
I don't think we need to do superlatives. I didn't take any notes on in the city, but I'm sure you did.
Yeah, I just had a couple points if we wanted to talk about it. Okay. A little bonus in the city content. Well, it was interesting going from this like crazy, intense, wild reunion straight to in the city, which is like rewinding back in history. And like I understand it made sense last week to go like straight from Summer House into in the city because of the transition and everything. I think they should have like moved it to Wednesday or something this week. Like it was too much.
I agree. Seeing Kyle and Amanda on opposite sides of the couch and everything, and then like going to playing with their dog together and stuff, like it's I don't know.
I think there should have been a little bit of separation, maybe like until the reunions are done airing. Like just move in the city to a new night or something. But still fine. Like I'm still enjoying it. So I had a couple takeaways. So we had the scene we see in Kyle and Amanda's apartment with Amanda like packing up for her quote unquote 1 month separation. And we owe Kyle an apology because I got mad at him this season when he was complaining about how Amanda's messy and like he had to call her mom to come help before. And I'm like, can't you just help her clean up? But they showed multiple parts of the apartment, the shower, like the ledge with like clothes just piled up, and then some like room with just like a mess on it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kyle, for giving you a hard time.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah, not that she deserves benefit of the doubt, but like, I was trying to view it from the lens of like, okay, she's packing, unpacking, or whatever, and so it's going to be a little bit chaotic. But like, I think some of like the shower thing, like that looked like it was a permanent situation. Like they have an extra shower, so she's like, oh, more space for me to hoard. I don't know.
Right. Like if it's I understand. Like it's New York City. You probably don't have that much closet space. I get it, but get rid of some things. Like maybe don't have as many shoes. Use that closet space to like those shelves could have like could fold up all your shirts on, or maybe turn into one of the bedrooms into a closet or something. But because I'm assuming it was at least 2 bedrooms. But if they have 2 showers, hopefully they have an operable shower. Hopefully that.
Yeah, hopefully there's another shower. I'm assuming
what if
that's
they don't
their second
have another shower?
Ugh, I don't want to know.
And then it seemed like Kyle's like, so what are you gonna do? Like to get a truck or whatever? And she's like, maybe you can just pack up your car. So she's gonna make this man move her out.
She's the worst. Yeah.
Okay. Other things. I am really liking Gavin so far.
Yeah.
I like how he's like petty and picking on Kenny, and like I like him and Lindsay's relationship. I like his energy. I thought that Kenny was like continuing to make the like Lindsay grilling him at the bar like into this thing that it's like not. She was just asking questions, and like I agree she was going a little hard, but like why did he make it into this big confrontation at Whitney's welcome party? And then like he was also like mad at Gavin because he talked about it. But I liked that Gavin was like joking around and also saying like Kenny's just upset because he can't like take it. He can dish it out, but he can't take it.
Yeah, Kenny seems like, yeah, like the kind of person that can't take it, but it's almost like he gets wronged and then like he makes that person into like a villain for the rest of his life, like in his head, like he's forever
like,
gonna
why
be.
is he holding this?
Yeah.
Is he gonna make this into like a whole season storyline of like him not backing down? We learn Whitney is not an outfit repeater. She's moving her stuff in and she's like, we're gonna turn the second bedroom into a closet. I wrote Amanda take notes. We saw Robert, Danielle's ex-boyfriend.
That's right. Yeah.
And we get him on the show, like separately from Danielle.
Yeah, I remember when he was on the show and I actually liked him, but that was like around the point where I was starting to get annoyed by Danielle and I was like, he could do better. So
Gemma continues to be the cutest. I continue to love Georgina. She had some good lines. She's like, you know, being a mom's really hard. Like, if there was a first aid kit for moms, it would include a bottle of champagne. I was like, preach. And then she's like, my kids are crazy. This week, my son painted his penis blue.
Yeah, Lindsay kind of like talked about how like I don't have a lot of friends that have kids. Like most of my friends are at like a different stage in their life and everything. And she kind of just made a point. Like she's like, you don't need me to like guide you through this. Like you'll figure it out. Like you're fine. She gave some good advice.
We learned that Whitney has an alter, like Kenny, I think Kenny's at boys' night or something. They're like, oh yeah, Whitney seems good. And like that she let loose or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, she can get after it. She has an alter ego named Claire, which is the most white bread name for an alter ego. Like her real name.
Yeah, you got this crazy side to you. And
Whitney
it's
is more of a like alter ego name than Claire is. Like, what? I love that she has an alter ego. She just needs to workshop the name a little bit more.
Maybe there's a story to it. Maybe it's like her middle name or something, and like that's like she lets her other side out.
I want to see Claire come out. Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet.
We learn a little bit more about Yvonne and Lindsay's friendship. And Lindsay talks about how sometimes Yvonne forgets she's a mom because she's like always calling and asking her to do things, whatever. And it's like, you know, do you want to go out? It's 11 or whatever. And Lindsay's like, no, I'm a mom. I've my kids here, whatever. But I was thinking like, I think that's really fun. I would love a friend that is constantly asking me to do things, even if I'm like half the time I'm not available, fine. But like, yeah,
don't stop
I think
inviting
it's fun.
me. Yeah.
It's nice to have that friend that you're like, okay, well, when I can get my mom's night out, like she's going to be there. She's available to do things. I think as a married couple with kids, and most of our friends have kids, it can be tough when you're like, okay, like we have a babysitter. Now we have to like get our other friends to get a babysitter. It's like hard to coordinate.
You need all the stars to align sometimes. Yeah.
Danielle's boobs were out again this episode. Strong showing for her boobs so far this season.
I feel like she looked like she was uncomfortable. She didn't know what to do, like with her hands and stuff. I don't know.
It was a bold choice.
Felt a little bit awkward. Yeah.
Kyle said, we're not separated. We're just creating separation.
Yeah. I think he was like still hopeful down to like way beyond like where Amanda had any intention on salvaging that relationship.
Amanda talks about how much she hates change, so much so that when she was a kid, she cried and wouldn't let her parents change the railings in their house. I just wrote down, Amanda needs therapy.
Yeah.
And then the last scene was Kyle FaceTiming with his mom, kind of sharing about what's actually been going on, and that Amanda was at least temporarily moving out at that point. And it was emotional. I felt for Kyle in that scene, but I was glad to see like his supportive family. It was interesting also, we learned that his dad also had a marriage before his dad met Kyle's mom. So that was just interesting to learn too.
Yeah. That was emotional. I was tearing up a little bit. I think that seemed like a difficult conversation because like it's one thing when it's like your relationship, it's just the two of you, and it's like, all right, what are we deciding to do and everything. But that's super difficult and emotional to like tell your parents like you're hoping that they're not going to be like disappointed in you and everything. So it seemed like that was a tough conversation for him to have.
Totally. And then we saw scenes for next week's in the city, which includes a scene with Amanda, Ciara, and West. Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
We also see that Amanda is saying to Kyle, "Oh, I found a place, but it has a year-long lease." So I'm curious to see if she actually just is like, "I'm just gonna get it anyway, and then we can store all my stuff there, even if I don't move out."
Even if we get back together, if I move back in, like we'll still have this place that we can have. Yeah.
So we'll see, but I need to rest up for next Tuesday. I'm already exhausted thinking about it.
Yeah. I have a feeling there's going to be some more social media roundup also. I feel like I haven't looked at a lot of it yet, but there's a few hot takes going around and a lot of reactions to the reunion. So
totally
crazy times.
Andy said on Threads, 6 straight guys have stopped me in the West Village in the last 5 hours to discuss the reunion. This is a higher than average post-reunion occurrence. All right. Bye.
See ya.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow the show on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen and leave us a rating and review.
And if you have questions you want answered this season,
send them our way because chances are Pat's wondering the same thing.